The US-Canada border has become a focal point of a growing migration trend. In recent years, a significant increase in asylum seekers crossing from the United States into Canada has been observed, particularly at unofficial points of entry. This surge in crossings has placed a strain on Canadian resources and ignited political debate about border security and immigration policy. The situation reflects the complex realities of global migration patterns and the challenges faced by countries grappling with asylum requests. The motivations driving individuals to seek asylum in Canada are varied, and often stem from difficult circumstances in their home countries. Economic hardship, political persecution, and violence are among the factors compelling individuals to leave their homes and seek safety elsewhere. For many, the United States is seen as a transit point, with Canada offering the promise of a more welcoming environment for asylum seekers. The perception of Canada's more lenient immigration policies and its commitment to humanitarian values has made it an attractive destination for those seeking refuge. This influx of asylum seekers has led to increased wait times for processing claims and placed pressure on social services, housing, and healthcare systems. The situation has fueled concerns about border security and the ability of Canadian authorities to effectively manage the situation. The presence of a porous border with thousands of kilometers of shared territory makes it difficult to completely prevent unauthorized crossings. The influx of asylum seekers has also sparked debate about the future of the US-Canada relationship on immigration matters. The two countries have long cooperated on border security and migration management, but the current situation has highlighted the need for greater coordination and collaboration to address the root causes of displacement and to develop sustainable solutions. The issue of asylum seekers crossing the US-Canada border is complex and multifaceted, with no easy answers or quick fixes. It is a challenge that requires a comprehensive and compassionate response, one that balances the need for border security with the humanitarian obligation to provide refuge to those fleeing persecution and danger. At the heart of the debate surrounding the increase in asylum seekers is the Safe Third Country Agreement between Canada and the United States. Implemented in 2004, this agreement mandates that individuals seeking asylum must do so in the first safe country they arrive in. In theory, this means that someone entering the United States from a third country and then traveling to Canada to claim asylum would be ineligible and returned to the US. The agreement was designed to prevent asylum shopping, where individuals might bypass one country's system in hopes of a more favorable outcome in another. Proponents argue that it ensures the orderly flow of asylum claims and prevents abuse of the system. However, critics of the agreement argue that it unfairly penalizes individuals fleeing danger and limits their access to protection. They point to disparities in asylum acceptance rates and legal representation between the two countries, arguing that the United States may not always be a truly safe country for all asylum seekers, particularly those belonging to marginalized groups. The surge in asylum seekers crossing the US-Canada border, many of whom circumvent official ports of entry to avoid being turned back under the Safe Third Country Agreement, has brought renewed scrutiny to the agreement's effectiveness and fairness. Canadian courts have grappled with legal challenges to the agreement, with some rulings finding that it violates the rights of asylum seekers. The Canadian government has faced mounting pressure to suspend or renegotiate the agreement, balancing its international obligations with domestic concerns about border security and immigration control. The Safe Third Country Agreement stands as a significant point of contention in the ongoing dialogue surrounding asylum seekers at the US-Canada border. The agreement's future remains uncertain, with its potential suspension or revision carrying significant implications for both countries' immigration systems and the individuals seeking safety within their borders. As the debate continues, policymakers must weigh the complexities of international agreements, human rights obligations, and the need for effective border management in a rapidly changing global landscape. The influx of asylum seekers has presented Canada with a complex set of challenges. The country prides itself on its humanitarian traditions and its commitment to providing refuge to those fleeing persecution. However, the sheer volume of arrivals has strained resources and exposed limitations in the country's asylum system. Processing times for asylum claims have lengthened, leaving many individuals in limbo for extended periods. The Canadian government has taken steps to address the situation, including increasing funding for border security and asylum processing. Additional resources have been allocated to provide temporary housing, healthcare, and social services to asylum seekers. Efforts are underway to streamline the asylum process and to expedite the removal of individuals whose claims are deemed inadmissible. However, these measures have not fully alleviated the pressure on the system. The government faces the difficult task of balancing its commitment to humanitarian values with the need to maintain public confidence in its immigration and border management systems. The situation has sparked political debate, with some calling for stricter border controls, and others advocating for increased support for asylum seekers. The influx of asylum seekers has also had a social and cultural impact on Canadian society. The arrival of newcomers from diverse backgrounds has enriched the country's social fabric, but it has also raised questions about integration, identity, and social cohesion. The situation has highlighted the need for ongoing dialogue and understanding to foster a welcoming and inclusive society for all. The surge in asylum seekers crossing the US-Canada border is a complex issue with no easy solutions. It is a symptom of broader global trends, including forced displacement, conflict, and economic inequality. Addressing the root causes of migration is crucial to finding lasting solutions. This requires international cooperation, diplomacy, and development assistance. Both Canada and the United States have a role to play in addressing the challenges posed by the influx of asylum seekers. Strengthening cooperation on border management, information sharing, and asylum processing can help to ensure a more orderly and humane system. This includes addressing the concerns raised about the Safe Third Country Agreement and exploring ways to make the asylum process fairer and more efficient. Beyond border management, it is essential to address the factors that drive people to flee their homes in the first place. This requires a commitment to promoting peace, security, and human rights globally. Investing in sustainable development, addressing climate change, and supporting conflict resolution efforts can help to create conditions where people feel safe and secure in their own countries. The influx of asylum seekers is a shared challenge that requires a shared response. By working together, Canada and the United States can uphold their humanitarian obligations while ensuring the integrity of their immigration systems. Finding a balance between compassion and control is essential to addressing this complex issue in a way that is both effective and humane. Ultimately, the goal should be to create a world where people are free to live in peace and dignity without having to flee their homes in search of safety and a better future.